Deviled eggs are a wonderful addition to any Thanksgiving or Christmas feast. Do you have any family traditions that you enjoy during the holidays? From an early age, my grandmother has always encouraged me to cook, and as I grew up, it became a bonding point between us both. In recent years, making Thanksgiving and Christmas dinner, which includes making deviled eggs, with her has become a core tradition in my family. Today, I will be demonstrating how to make deviled eggs by showing you the prep work and the assembly process to make them. So, deviled eggs are one of the easiest foods to make. They only require a few ingredients. The star of the show is, of course, the eggs. And then you will also need mustard, some sort of relish, paprika, salt, and mayo. Then you will also need a few utensils. You will need some sort of pot to be able to cook your eggs in, a small bowl, a knife, some spoons and forks, scissors, either a piping bag or you can also use a Ziploc bag, a cup, and then some sort of tray or plate to display your eggs with. And then you'll of course also need paper towels. So to start the process, you will need to take your eggs and put however many you're wanting to make inside of the pot, and then fill water up to cover as many of the eggs as possible. And then you will put it on the stove for 15 minutes on high heat. I've already done this step. And then you will let them boil, and then once they're done, you pour the water out and leave them to sit for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then you can pour cold water over top of them to make sure they're fully cooled. Then you're going to take each egg and you're going to crack it on the bottom and then roll it, and then you're going to peel each egg and throw the actual shell bit into the trash can. So once your egg is peeled, you can dip it back into that cold water that you filled your pot with to get all of the extra little crumbs off. And then you're going to take a paper towel and you're going to dry the egg off. And then you're going to take your knife and you're going to cut your egg as close to half as you can. Cut it in half. And this is what the inside should look like. And then you're going to take your bowl and you're going to pop out the little yolk into the bowl. So then you're left with just the egg white. And then you're going to take this egg white, and I'm going to use cupcake liners to put mine on. And you're going to take your tray and you're going to lay your eggs that are cut on the tray, like so. And then you're going to repeat that process for all of your other eggs. All right, and this is the last one, and he was a little bit difficult to cut up, so he didn't turn out very good. But whenever that happens, usually you just turn this one into potato salad and it all works out. Now that you've got your eggs all in the bowl, then so that the paste that you're about to make doesn't get very clumpy and comes out easier, you're going to take your fork and mash up all of those egg yolks. Okay, and then they should look like this, all ground up. This next step will depend on how many eggs you are going to be making, but you kind of just eyeball this. You're going to add mustard, mayo, and some people don't add relish. I will be adding relish though, into your egg mix. If you want it to be more tangy, then you will add more mustard, and if you want it to be more creamy, then you will add more mayo. And a good rule of thumb, if you don't know how much to start out with, is to add equal parts of all three. So then you're going to mix this up. You're then going to add salt. Then you're going to mix that in. And of course, the best way to know if it is right or not is to taste test it. And I like mine on the tangier side, so I am going to add more mustard to it. And once you have added your mustard, relish, mayonnaise, and salt, it should look something like this. So now you are going to take your cup, move this out of the way, you're going to take your cup, and I'm going to be using a piping bag just because we have some, but you can also use just a normal like Ziploc bag and cut the corner of it. So you're going to lay the bag over the cup as best as you can, just like that, and then you're going to take your mix and you're going to pour it into it. Alright, and once you've got all that poured into it, then you're going to take it off of the cup, push the top of it so that none comes out the top. So now you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut a small hole at the end, and then you're going to take your eggs that you have laid out And you're just going to fill each of them up. Alright, and then you'll usually have a lot of extra paste than eggs. So some people like to just fill them extra tall, make a few that have more stuff in it, and a few that have less for different people at your dinner. And the extra, if you're making potato salad, then you can add this to the potato salad as well, or you can just eat it by itself. So once that is done, the final touch is to add paprika. So I like to pour some out on my hands since this is a very large hole. And then just take a little pinch and you sprinkle it on top of each egg. And there you have it. That is how you make deviled eggs. So we've broken down the process into the prep and the assembly steps, which effectively demonstrated how to make deviled eggs. They're a great addition to any Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner, so I hope this helps.